Good morning and welcome to ChessWire. I'm your host, Adam Carter, with your morning news. Today is Thursday, August 11th, 2022. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat or comments, and I'll get to them after the news. Also, if you have any announcements or stories that you'd like me to share on the air, please feel free to DM me at ChessWire on Twitter. Also, if you're a chess player or have some role in the ecosystem and you'd like me to interview, I'd be happy to. You can also DM me on Twitter. Please remember to subscribe and follow here on Twitter. For every new 200 followers or new 20 subscriptions, I'll be giving away a $100 gift card to Amazon.com or a diamond membership to chess.com, your choice. Drawings are always held on Friday mornings. Now, let's get to your headlines. This is from The Guardian. This is Leonard Barden. Chess, Uzbekistan win an Olympiad while David Howe takes performance gold. The premier team competition in chess, the 180-nation Chennai Olympiad, ended on Tuesday with a shock result. Uzbekistan, who had an average age of 20 and were seeded only 14th, edged to gold ahead of the three-time winners Armenia and India's teenagers, while the top-seeded United States finished out of the medals. India's Gukesh D, 16, and Uzbek Norbek Abdustarorov, 17, stood out as fast-rising talents destined for the world top. The pair took gold and silver for the first board, leaving the world champion, Magnus Carlsen, with the bronze. Carlsen scored an unbeaten 7.5 out of 9, but still dropped rating points as he has done every team appearance for Norway since 2007. The silver medalists Armenia are the great chess team specialists, already winners of 3 Olympiad golds. Their success was notable after what could have been 2 crippling setbacks. Their long star Levan Aronian transferred to the U.S., while official support in Yerevan has sharply diminished. Uzbekistan already has a $4 million annual budget for chess, and this will increase in 2026 when Tashkent plays host to the Olympiad following Budapest 2024. Its teenage stars were likely inspired in their early years by Rustam Kazımdashanov's victory in the 2004 FIDE World Championship. The loser on tiebreak then was England's Michael Adams. If he had won there were plans for a match with Garry Kasparov, a historic missed chance for English chess, perhaps. England's David Howe won gold on board 3 with 7.5 out of 8 and a performance rating of 28.98, the highest of the entire Olympiad. But his team failed at the final hurdle, losing 1.5 to 2.5 to outsiders Moldova in Tuesday's 11th and last round, and ending up 14th when a win would have placed them in the top 6. Howe from Seaford, Sussex, is a former prodigy who qualified for the Adult British Championship at 9 and became England's youngest ever Grandmaster at 16. Now 31, he has become a popular commentator for the Meltwater Tour online circuit and has just cooperated with Carlsen in an instruction course grind like a Grandmaster. He has overcome what used to be chronic addiction to time pressure, and one of his best wins at Chennai shows his subtle use of his favorite bishop pair. In England's all-time list, Howe's result is matched by John Noon's 10-11 gold at Thessaloniki 1984, while Murray Chandler twice totaled 9-11 at Dubai 1986 and Novi Sad 1990. Comparison is hard since Noon and Chandler played in silver medal teams, which met the USSR and USA giants, while Howe scored higher but mostly middle-ranking opponents. There was almost a second British Isles gold when Ireland's Conor Murphy reached 7.5 out of 8, only to lose in the penultimate round. It was the finest Olympiad performance by the Irishman, more significant than the long-ago victory by Brian Riley against the world-ranked Rabun Fine at Warsaw in 1935. Murphy still came away with a Grandmaster norm. At 23, the Cambridge maths graduate and leading light of Charlton CC in southeast London has the potential to become Ireland's best player ever. The big losers in Chennai were the United States, who in the absence of Russia, banned, and China, COVID and visa issues, were odds-on favorites. World top 10 players Aronian and Fabiano Caruana were undone by the energy of the Asian teens. Round 8, when the U.S. lost 3-1 to India 2, seemed like a new version of the infamous 1945 radio match against the Soviet Union. U.S. chess strategy in recent years, masterminded by Rex Sinkfield and the globally renowned St. Louis Chess Club, has been to encourage established star players to transfer to the U.S. and so build a highly rated national team. What occurred in Chennai showed the limitations of this approach. The ambitious and fearless Uzbek and Indian teenagers look to be the future of chess. Ukraine took the women's Olympiad gold when India, who had led all the way, faltered in the final round. Georgia, who won silver, India bronze, English finished 32nd, but it was a promising performance with real hope for the future. Lan Yao, Akasia Kala Islamian, and Zoe Varner are all in the early 20s and can progress to higher levels before the next Olympiad at Budapest in 2024. And on to Project Syndicate. Chess and Geopolitics in the supercomputer era, Kenneth Rogoff. The outcome of next year's World Championship chess match will likely hinge as much on technological superiority as individual human ingenuity. Should China's Ding Liren lose, it will tell us not only something about his opponent's character, but also that China's supercomputing is perhaps not as advanced as we think. Cambridge. For centuries, chess has been a metaphor for war in myth and in literature. In the next World Championship match, which will likely take place in 2023 between Russia's Ian Neponamachi and China's Ding Liren, the comparison may be more apt than ever, with outcome likely to have been to be decided as much by superiority in multi-purpose supercomputing as by individual human ingenuity in chess. And while the Russian military's dismissal earlier performance in Ukraine hardly suggests an ability to benefit from artificial intelligence in warfare, China is the real deal on that front. The match between Nepo and Ding, as the chess world calls them, has arisen because the world #1 and defending champion Magnus Carlsen of Norway has decided that, having won the title 5 times since 2013, not always easily, he is ready to step down at age 31. Nepo is 32 and Ding is 29. Nepo, who, like many Russian athletes, must forgo the Russian flag to compete internationally, has spoken out clearly against the Ukraine war and was one of the 44 leading Russian chess players who signed an open letter to President Vladimir Putin in early March. We are against any military action on the territory of Ukraine and call for an immediate ceasefire and peaceful decision on the conflict through the path of dialogue and diplomatic negotiations, they wrote. For us, it is unbearably painful to see the catastrophe that is happening these days with our people. Few commentators or top players expected Carlsen to relinquish his title, but his decision is understandable. He has already staked a claim to be considered the best chess player of all time alongside the Russian Garry Kasparov and American Bobby Fischer, and has established a successful chess platform. He did not want to contest another world championship match without the necessary steely focus, involving an extraordinary level of memorization, more so than even 10 years ago. Ironically, Nepo's name in Russia means forgetful person. He is anything but that. Preparations for head-to-head championship chess matches have become increasingly tense, with computers playing an even bigger role, more so for normal multiplayer, all tournaments In a normal competition, doing months of expensive computer-supported research to win a single game against a strong opponent is generally not worth it. There are too many games and too many tournaments, and the element of surprise fades once a new idea is employed prominently even once. But in short, the World Championship matches, the most recent one in 2021 between Nepo and Carlsen, was set up for 14 games. One early win can have a huge effect because the leader can then afford to draw all the remaining games, while a single win does not confer a decisive edge. It means much more than in a normal tournament, where at least a few more wins than losses are usually needed to prevail. Carlsen won the 2021 world title match decisively in the end, but only after his opponent playing in his first championship cracked after losing Game 6. Over the first 5 games, Nepo, who had been able to test his new ideas on the Russian Zhor's supercomputer, was on the verge of winning twice, but couldn't quite convert against Carlsen's brilliant defense. For next year's Nepo-Ding match, Ding will most likely receive enormous help from the Chinese tech community. Whether Nepo can get a similar support from Russia is less clear, even if Putin's chess worldview is that Russia's destined to be on top once again. That said, Nepo still has a great deal of material in hand from his 2021 title match with Carlsen, material he used to win resoundingly, the recent candidates tournament in Madrid to determine who would challenge the champion. With Carlsen stepping down, the second-place finisher in Madrid, Ding gained the right to play the title match. Ding, who might well be a better player than Nepo, came to the candidates tournament woefully underprepared because he had been unable to travel freely to compete since the COVID-19 pandemic began. But the soft-spoken Chinese player just edged out Hikaru Nakamura, which greatly disappointed the Americans' devoted fans. Nakamura, who is famously quick-witted both in chess moves and conversation, has become a Twitch superstar, gaining 1.5 million followers by simultaneously playing high-level speed chess and opinion intelligently on everything from what kind of car to buy to dating an AI. Had Nakamura only drawn his last game against Ding in Madrid, he would have become the third American since Fischer in 1972 to play a championship match. Fischer made global headlines by defeating Boris Spassky to win the world title, thereby single-handedly ending the game hegemony of the Russian chess juggernaut. Although Nakamura is very much a self-made player, one imagines that Google's DeepMind, which has pushed the boundaries of AI, might have decided to lend him help had he faced a Russian opponent in the World Championship. Chess is going gangbusters globally. Online chess exploded during the pandemic, and although the surge has faded somewhat, metrics such as membership in the leading virtual playing chess sites indicate that interest remains well above the level of 3 years ago. The success of The Queen's Gambit, which was the most successful Netflix series of all time when it aired in 2020 and won an Emmy for Best Limited Series, certainly helped. While the miniseries is not exactly for children, it nonetheless attracted a new generation of young girls into the game, as Jennifer Scheid discusses in her insightful new book, Chess Queens. By the way, I predict that Ding will be the next world champion. Though it has taken longer than I thought back in 2018. If he loses, it will tell us not only something about Nepo's character, but also that Chinese supercomputing is perhaps not as advanced as we think. Now on to some updates from chess.com. They just released these yesterday, August 10th. Chess.com update. Are you the next streaming sensation? Another month has gone by and there's a lot to talk about. What are some of the highlights? The 44th Chess Olympiad has officially started. We're making it easier than ever for you to start streaming chess. One of your favorite tournaments is making a comeback and much more. Here's what this update covers. Podcast, events, community, content, fair play, and support. Product. The product team has been giving plenty of love to our Twitch streaming and viewing community with lots of additional functionalities and the quality of life improvements. There are some nice updates for tournament players, as well as general improvements for the game review feature. Added functionality for the community streamers. Any member can now connect their Twitch account and become a community streamer. This updates your profile to include a banner and Twitch embed. While live, a community streamer will enjoy a ad-free experience regardless of their membership status. Streamers, including community streamers, can now see when a direct challenge is coming from one of their subscribers, making it easier than ever for streamers to play their subs and vice versa. If you're playing a game with someone who is streaming, you can start watching the stream straight from the Play UI. As a community streamer, you can now choose to allow only incoming challenges from your Twitch subscribers. Recommended matches. We're happy to announce a cool new feature, Recommended Matches. For the first time ever, you'll be able to find personalized pairings on your home screen. It's a great way to play fun games with people close to your level, building some new chess friendships or friendly rivalries along the way. Improved tournament side panel. Titled events are now shown to be tied to titled players, making it easier than ever to find relevant and interesting tournaments. General improvements to the game review feature. Reviewing your game is a crucial part of improving your chess, so we want to make sure the process is as smooth as possible for you. This includes better support for translations and the phase of a process called piece disambiguation, which means coach commentary. We'll begin using specific piece names in place of general terms. We're always planning plenty of great improvements in the next month, so stay tuned. Events. July gave us no time for a post-candidates hangover. It was right back into the action. We had a number of exciting events online and in real life to keep things moving quickly. The 2022 I'm Not a GM Speed Chess Championship came to a conclusion with an exhilarating final showdown between IM Eric Rosen and FM James Canty III, culminating in a 12-9 victory for Rosen. Chess.com Global Championship Open qualifiers finished with 13,081 participants taking part of the chance to play in a tournament with some of the world's top grandmasters. The play-in phase of the Chess.com Global Championship happened shortly later and has almost concluded as of the time of this writing. Players who have advanced to the knockout round included a deep breath before reading. GMs Dinglerin, Fabiano Caruana, Ian Naponemachi, Wesley So, Levana Ronian, Anish Giri, Akaro Nakamura, Viswanathan Anand, and Jean-Christophe Duda. One of the world's biggest and most exciting chess events is officially underway. The 44th FIDE Chess Olympiad features national teams from all over the world vying for the title of the world's top nation. We've already been through that. We're happy to announce the return of Arena Kings as of August 3rd. Some of your favorite chess streamers will be competing against each other in this fun event, which features a brand new format and a weekly prize of 400 Twitch subs. Community. Here are some of the community team's highlights from last month. It was incredible to meet so many of you at Chess.com's TwitchCon booth in Amsterdam. Our experience there was made so special by everyone who came to play, talk, and connect with other chess lovers of all levels. Whether you were crushing it at the winner's stays table or trying chess puzzles for the first time, it was such a pleasure to have you there. Our community meetup on July 15th was a blast as well. We'd love to host more events like this where we can talk to other community members, meet some favorite streamers, and of course play lots of chess. Let's move on. Content. The content team has been keeping up with the latest news on minute-to-minute basis in some cases, as well as producing some amazing articles, including the series of the match of the century to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Fischer Spassky versus Spassky game. Let's see here. They've got some new fair play. In addition to the usual efforts, members of the Fair Play team have spent the past 3 months working weekends to cover the open qualifiers of Chess.com Global Championship. We want to shout out their amazing effort in keeping Chess.com a fair place to play. A fun and fair place to play. Fair Play states stats of July, 24,702 Fair Play closures, including 4 titled players. 45,000 mute actions, over 39,000 accounts muted, over 70,000 abuse closures. Support. Lastly, some numbers from the Chess.com support team. Here are the stats for July. Average time for first response, 29 hours. Total support response, over 33,000. Average quality by membership rating, 94%. And total ratings, 3 over 3,600. All right. And lastly, I wanted to get to this tweet from Lex Friedman. He had posted a question on Reddit, And apparently he was chatting with Magnus Carlsen yesterday for 2-3 hours. So I guess Magnus Carlsen is going to appear on Lex Friedman podcast. I've tried to find out when this is going to air, but I'll keep you posted on that tomorrow morning. And let's see here. Do we have any chats in the stream or any shout outs, notifications? No, only our second stream. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and remind you to subscribe and follow here on Twitch. For every 200 viewers, there will be a drawing, as well as for 20 new subs. So every 200 viewers or every 20 new subs, going to have the gold drawing, which will include either a gift card for $100 to Amazon.com or a Diamond Premium membership to Chess.com, your choice. And the drawings are held on Fridays. Like I said, if you have any stories you'd like me to share on air or announcements you'd like me to make, please feel free to DM me on Twitter, as well as if you're a chess player or have some role in the ecosystem and you'd like to do an interview with me, I'd be happy to do that. You can DM me on Twitter. Also, this episode will be posted later today on my YouTube channel. So, thank you for watching ChessWire. Have a good one.